Johnson, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I know it's a tough week, everything that's going on, but how are you doing? How is R.Kelly doing based on everything that's going on with?
As I said this morning, this is a different kind of case. It's tough, and Mr. Kelly he was expecting to go home. He wasn't expected to be staying in jail, and right now he's very depressed. He's in isolation 24 hours a day, no TV. He can't read, so he can't read books. So at this particular point, he's an awful mess.
Are you nervous about him as far as suicidal?
I said earlier on Gail King this morning that I would be concerned about anybody that's been free their entire life. I know the Lord, so I wouldn't do anything to myself. And I'm not saying Mr. Kelly don't know the Lord. I'm just saying that he's having a hard time right now. That's report that he's happy. He want to be in this situation. Nobody wants to be in this situation. So I am concerned about Mr. Kelly mental state.
Are you ever fear of his life with other prisoners because of?
You know what? Whenever you're a high-profile person like Mr. Kelly, of course that's always an issue. And I think that's the reason why he's in solitary confinement. That makes sense, but he still should be able to have some time to get out, even if it's by himself, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, or 30 minutes or whatever, and have the opportunity to be able to, pat a basketball or walk or look at the sky, or things like that.
Are you upset that he wasn't allowed bail and he had a basically, flight risk?
He's not a flight risk. We were expecting him to be bonded out. He's not a flight risk. He has no passport, number one. They could have confined him to Trump Towers. There's much security there. You have to check in to get up to Trump Towers. They could have put an ankle bracelet on him. Could have done a lot of things. Mr. Kelly's not a flight risk. He's never ran from the authorities.
So why do you think they did all this? Why do you?
Well, I think they had to send a message. You have the surviving R.Kelly, you have the mute R.Kelly, you have all this stuff that's going on. And I think at this particular point, they had to send a message. I think that was the message.
How do you think this case resolved? I mean, obviously, before I even get to that, what do you have to say about the recent accusation? Well, he's coming to New York for trial. What are your thoughts about this? Him coming to New York
you know what? He has to come to New York, and hopefully, when he gets to New York, we'll have a different outcome. I just think right now we got to work on helping Mr. Kelly get a bond. That's what we're working on now. And at the end of the day, I said at the very beginning, you can't retry a case that's been tried already. They said they had 20 tapes. Now they're saying 5 tapes. Whether it's 5 or 20, it has to match. I'll say from the very beginning, if you have the book has the key. So this young lady that they're saying that now has come forward to say that it was her on the tape. She said in 2008 it wasn't her. Her parents say it wasn't her. They say she was paid off. The parents said it wasn't paid off. So this was the day before the bond hearing. That should have been allowed in, and someone should have thought about that. But it wasn't allowed, even brought up in the bond hearing. That they wasn't paid.
Have you seen any of these videos just so you could see them?
I'm not attorney. I can't watch the videos.
Have you tried to look out to ask, hey, can we see these videos to see what you guys are talking about, or have you reached
Mr.
out?
Greenberg and his fine team, he's a fine attorney, Mr. Greenberg is. They're sifting through the tapes, and they tend to think that these are the same tapes decades old. And that's what Mr. Greenberg, he stood by that. These are decade-old tapes. And, as far as the RICO charge, organized crime, this is for mafias. Mr. Kelly can't read and write at all. So how can he organize anything of this capacity?
How would you feel, if he gets accused, if he's proven guilty of all these stuff? Will you have a guilty conscience because, man, I tried to do the right thing and they found out?
Absolutely not. I have a job to do. My job is to help the client navigate from A to Z. I said from day one, remember, if the state or the government have their evidence, Mr. Kelly, we found guilty. They have to bring their evidence. We just happen to believe that they don't have the evidence. There's no guilty conscience on my part. I have a job to do. I'm no different from the bartender, the police officer. I'll give you an example. There's a crook and a police officer get into a shootout. They take him to the hospital. Can the doctor say, I can't operate on the crook and he's been shot? No, he has a duty. I have a duty in what I do to represent whoever calls me. I don't have to represent him, but he's my client, and so I will perform my duties.
How is he able to pay his bills? He's your client, but how is he pay his bills?
Again, he has royalties. There's friends and people and family and fans that's helping him do whatever they're doing. I mean, Ms. Kelly is a R&B superstar. He has royalties.
What's your message to the victims that people are upset?
You know what? Again, I would never call anybody a liar. I'm not here. I've never done that from day one. That's not my job to do that. What I would say to the accusers, have sympathy for you. My client say he's innocent. You guys say he's guilty. Continue to pray. My client is praying. We're going to do what we do, and that's what we're going to do. And the evidence, in the end, will decide what happens. It's the evidence, the facts. That's it.
But do you guys feel confident that this is going to turn out the right way? Do you guys feel?
Well, again, we believe that the state and the government have to prove their case. The one charge, 2008, the parents say that they weren't paid. No one paid them. One day before the bond hearing. The government says that Ms. Kelly swayed the jury by paying this family. The family says that's not the case. So who do we believe? We believe the family or we believe the government? So there's a way to find out who to believe. And we just happen to believe what the family says. The family says they didn't get paid, then they didn't get paid. If it was some type of a bargaining deal that happened, and then it will be on paper. Ms. Kelly can't read and write. So Ms. Kelly can't bully anybody or fight anybody, make them say what he want to say. If the family say they wasn't paid, then they wasn't paid to sway the jury.
Yeah.
They're saying the jury was swayed. That's what they're saying. That's what the government's saying.
What do you say to the fans that are just outraged? Either they're for R.Kelly or they're against R.Kelly. They're upset about him. They're pissed off. You know, what's your message to these people?
Again, before 7 months ago, I'd never been to an R.Kelly concert. I never bought an R.Kelly ticket. I never met Mr. Kelly in person. Ms. Kelly has a great catalog of music. I love Ms. Kelly's music, and that's what it is. Me and Ms. Kelly never met anywhere. We never did anything before. I didn't know Mr. Kelly before I was called to come to Chicago. I'm in New York, of course, not River City, but the fans that love him, they're going to continue to love him. Those who don't love him, well, you know, that's what it is.
So do you think he feels confident that this is going to turn out the right way?
Well, I hope he does, because, you know, we're here fighting for the truth, whatever the truth is.
Yeah.
We're here for that. The facts, Mr. Greenberg feel real confident that he's going to be able to bring the facts to show different. Presumption of innocence is everything. Presumption of innocence. The judge said the presumption of guilt. I can't release Ms. Kelly because presumption of guilt. I've never heard that before in any court. We can't release him because presumption of guilt. He's a threat to society. That's the first time I ever heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
How much did the Lifetime documentary affect this whole story and case?
I think anytime there are accusations, true or false, it's going to affect the outcome or something. Before that, there was nothing going on. There was nothing happening. And then, you know, they did their series, 1, 2, 3. I've never watched any of them. I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want to contaminate my thoughts on my view of what it is. I wanted to go firsthand. I wanted to meet Ms. Kelly and be able to be around Ms. Kelly and make my assessment based on the facts of my research and what I've seen and what has happened.
Do you think, you know, obviously he can't post bail, you know, like he's...
Well, FBI is no different. It's not money. It's based on collateral most of the time. So it's not based on that. It was based on a bond, him being confined to Trump Towers. That's what Greenberg was arguing. Not putting up $1 million or $2 million or $500,000 or $100,000. It was never based on a monetary amount. The FBI works a little different from the state.
Yeah. Has any celebrities reached out to support R.Kelly?
Well, you know what? I can't say, because if I did know that, I couldn't give you that answer, because that's not something I would disclose.
Yeah.
He has friends across the globe.
Yeah.
And some of them are afraid to come out and say they support it because of the backlash.
So how does he rebound from this? You know, do you think he can rebound from this?
Well, you know what?
As a crisis manager?
In court, being found innocent of all charges, you can rebound. I said America is the greatest country in the world. I say that again and again and again. It's the greatest country in the world. When it's right, it's right. When it's wrong, it's wrong. 12 people, 12 people twice. 96, 2008, said Ms. Kelly was innocent. He didn't walk, he didn't beat the case, he was acquitted. Now they say the 08 case was rigged. We tend to disagree with it being rigged, because unless he bought the jury, of course it was rigged, then it wasn't rigged. They say he paid off someone. If he paid them off, then you bring your facts of how they were paid off. If that was a deal brokered with the families, meaning an agreement or whatever, that's what it is. We disagree. We disagree with the facts that the FBI has brought forward, that the Greenberg and his team will forward.
What about where there's smoke, there's fire? You know, like there's something gray in between where, you know, and I'm just saying that, do you think there's something that could have happened, or, you know?
My job today is here as a crisis manager to help the client navigate from A to Z. To help them make the best decisions before trial, during trial, and after trial. That's my job. I'm brought on to do that. I'm not brought on for any other reason. My job is not to go out and find out what the victims are saying and what they're doing. I hear everything that's going on. It's the proof. It's the facts that the courts have to bring. The FBI have to bring. Once they bring their facts, and then Mr. Kelly will have his day in court. Again, Mr. Kelly, the facts are there, he'll spend the rest of his life in prison if they have the facts. If he don't, Mr. Kelly will walk like he did in 2008.
Has he ever tried to talk to these people, and just say, hey, listen,
Talk to what people?
To the victims? Or
well, that would be crazy to do that, because if you reach out to them, they're going to say, oh, well, he reached out to the victim, he's trying to intimidate him, he tried to do this right here. So that wouldn't be very smart for him to do.
I mean, don't you think it's crazy that, when you hear the word that he's holding these women hostage, some of these women hostage, or a sex slave.
What women? What women? Who are they?
The victims.
What victims? Which ones?
The Chicago ones.
Well, he's in Chicago. There are two young ladies that live with him, R.Kelly and Jocelyn Saunders. They live with him. Ms. Kelly right now is in the federal jail. How can he be holding someone hostage right now? They're free to go and come as they please. Who's holding them? The families. One of the families said that they came to my press conference, start press conference, and said that, asked me about their daughter. I have no idea where their daughter is. They were in Atlanta. Daughter's in Chicago. Maybe they should have been in Chicago.
Last thing, do you have a message for the people that you like to express yourself, or the fans, R.Kelly fans, who are hater, who are against him, or pro him? What's your last message for them?
My message is to all the victims, accused victims, to those who love R.Kelly, those who hate R.Kelly. By and by, in the morning, things will become clear. If, again, Mr. Kelly, if they have the evidence they say they have, if they have the evidence, they'll have to argue that in court. One way or another, Mr. Kelly is going to either do one or two things. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, or he's going to spend the rest of his life at home, being a free man, like he was in 86 and 2008. I have no animosity toward anyone. I have a job to do. I want everybody to understand my job is no different from a person get up and go to work. They go at CBS over there. Somebody's suing CBS. That person goes to work. They're not a part of the lawsuit. I have a job to do, and my job is to help my client, Mr. Kelly, navigate from A to Z. That's my job. Nothing else, nothing more.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.